Hey everyone, welcome back to Unbiased Magic Reviews. Today I have a 5-minute magic review for you. We're going to be taking a look at Fragment by Michael Murray. Now this was a really hyped up any card at any number effect that was just put out by MindFx. For $16 you can get this 25-minute video instructional where Michael Murray goes over this effect in detail with you. If you're not familiar with it, basically you have a spectator think of a number from 1 to 52. You go through the cards. They have a card in mind at their number, which you don't know what it is. You let them shuffle up some of the cards, you let them cut the cards, and then you read their mind to mentally come up with their card. You reposition their card into the position that they're thinking of. They never tell you the position until after they deal into your hand, and their card is at their number. So a couple of questions you probably have about this is, how difficult is this to perform? I will tell you, if you're very comfortable with cards, then it'll be very easy because there is a sleight involved. The teaching on here is pretty good. Unfortunately, I don't like the sleight that he uses. When you have to move cards, I think that the sleight has to be really invisible, even though the method he teaches you is kind of off the cuff and does fly by people. I have much better methods myself, but then again, a lot of my magic, I do a lot of card magic, so I'm very comfortable with that. If you're a mentalist that doesn't like to do card magic, then this is not the effect for you. This effect is very procedure heavy, and it does rely on a sleight. The whole premise of the effect, if they don't believe a certain, if the sleight doesn't go over well, then it's not going to be convincing. So I would tell you guys that difficulty wise, I would give this probably 3 or 4 out of 5 in difficulty. It's not as easy as they're telling you that it is. Now, is this fooling? Yeah, it's really fooling. I fooled a lot of people with it already. I don't think it's that difficult, but then again, I'm very comfortable with cards. Has this been done before? I'm going to tell you guys, yeah, it has. The effect that was put out by Atlas Brooking and Andrew Brown called the Crusade back in 2013 almost uses the exact same method, but with 2 spectators, and it doesn't use any sleights because they use a clever other method with the procedure that avoids having to use any sleights. So if you're a mentalist that wants to do an any card, any number effect that's similar to this but has no sleights, but is procedure heavy, I would recommend you just check out the Crusade. Now, what is interesting is that this last year, there was an effect put out by Philip Shepard called Zilch, and this is exactly the same method as this effect. In fact, at the end of that manuscript, he even discusses even using just half of the deck, which is very similar to what Michael Murray has done here. I'll tell you guys that Michael Murray's effect just has a lot more window dressing compared to the Philip Shepard effect. Maybe they came up with this independent of one another, but the method is exactly the same. How does this compare with other any card, any numbers? I'll tell you guys, if you're looking for sleight of hand, any card of any number, think Nguyen's free CAAN, Danny D'Ortiz's card in any number effects, even the one I had mentioned before, the Joseph Barry simple card in any number, are much better than this effect. If you're looking for one that relies more on procedure, I would highly recommend you either check out the Crusade like I mentioned, or you check out Nick Conticello's work or Ben Blouse's work. They have card in any number effects that are much more convincing, that are procedure heavy, don't rely on any sleights, and you hardly even touch the deck in many of those card in any number effects. So what are the positive aspects of this effect? That it's impromptu, it doesn't use any gaffes or setups, you can use a borrowed deck, and it is very fooling. What are the negative aspects? That you do have to handle the cards, that it is very procedure heavy, it does involve sleight of hand, you have to be proficient with cards to really be able to do this. There is a very long presentation, and to actually perform this, it's not something you're going to be able to perform in a minute or 2 minutes. This is a long-winded presentation. You're going to have to really sit down to perform this. There is an uncut performance on MindFx that you can see if you're interested to check it out. So overall, I would give this effect a rating of 3 out of 5 stars. I think it's workable. I think it's an okay effect. I don't think they should have released it as a standalone effect. This would have fit perfectly in a book with a bunch of other effects. So I think it's probably worth really half of the price. I would say that Michael Murray did do a good job adding a lot of small little details, window dressings, and I do like his presentation and patter. But that being said, I think it could have been a lot better, and it was way overhyped. So that's my 5-minute magic review for you guys today. I hope that you're having a good week, and I'll see you on the next review.